So I was on break at work the other day, scrolling through my email, as you do. Got some junk mail, typical, from a website called Budk. Maybe you know them. If you don't, it's basically Walmart for knives. They have some cool stuff. I ordered some before, but not really a place to shop at. But their junk mail actually has some interesting stuff. Some of it would be stuff I would make or buy. I don't buy most of their stuff. I make a lot of stuff. But anyway, they had an ad for, I think it was Honshu, had what they called an arming dagger. I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. I like the look of it. So I looked it up. Could find a bunch of companies that made them, like actual knife companies that made them, not just cheap wall hangers. Couldn't find much on them historically, other than they were a thing. Basically, it's just a large dagger. I don't know. I thought it was cool, so I made one. Pretty basic design. Not gonna lie, I freehanded this pommel. Quite proud of that. Not sure how I did it, but I did it. So, either way, big dagger. It's fun to make. And it's effective. Okay, got my blade forged out. Got this line just kind of to help me find center. What I'm gonna do now is just take my angle grinder and just kind of clean up the edges a little bit, or a lot in some cases. Kind of get that nice shape I want. Then I'll take my angle grinder and cut in bevels, then go to my belt sander, get them cleaned up. And depending on how I'm feeling when I'm done, I might also take my little belt sander and put a nice fuller down the middle there. Fuller, is that right? Yeah, something like that. Anyway, it's been a long day. Or a long weekend, I guess. But yeah, that's my plan.
Now that we got our blade ground out, decided not to put the fuller down the middle, just kind of the way it ground out. I think it works better for a knife that way anyway. Makes you a little narrower of an edge bevel. Cuts a little better, stabs a little better, you know. Especially the double edge. Single edge is a little different, but double edge, you definitely want to do that. Anyway, so for the guard, I just have this piece of steel. It's got a little bit of oil on it. I drilled 2 holes, thickness of the tang, and I'm just going to take my angle grinder with a worn out wheel, cut that. Then, once that's done, I'm going to file it, hammer it into place there. Then, hammer it after it's heat up. Then kind of forge these out a little bit, maybe have them curl up, because most of them seem to. I'm not going to lie, other than this nice big, I don't really know what makes it an arming dagger, but all of them seem to have that, so that's what I'm doing. So once I get that done, I'm just going to take this hickory here, cut into 2 pieces, and then burn that in place, and then after that, going to heat treat. Shouldn't take too long, I hope. Okay, remind me when I get them from the shop to clean off my camera. But got everything fitted up. Blade, of course, still needs heat treated. Shit, don't do that. Anyway, got my handle glued up. Got the guard fitted on. Everything actually fits pretty nicely. Of course, that needs shaped too. This pommel is something I just kind of made off camera. It also isn't threaded. Don't drop that. Like I normally would have it. It's just straight drilled in. Got a little notch here that hopefully help hold it together. I hope. A little bit of a JB Weld and stuff should hold it. My plan is I'm going to have this on here and then have this threaded with like a nut on it or something. This goes on. Like, yeah, there we go. Thread it on like that. That's my plan. Again, when it's in this way and that's tightened down, that really doesn't move, so it should be good. Yeah. When making this, funny enough, I literally just drilled a 1/4-inch hole through it. I eyeballed it and got it almost perfect. I mean, if you were to really look closely, it's probably not 100% perfect, but it's pretty close, so I'm calling it. Kind of just ground that flat, cut that notch in, just took a flat disc angle grinder, just kind of beveled that a little bit. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put this in the forge, heat it up, heat sight it to where it's dark, like the guard will be, and then of course heat treat my blade. And then yeah, we should be doing pretty good. And of course gotta shape that once I get everything heat treated. Okay, got everything fitted. The only thing left to do is, well, I got to sharpen the blade. Of course, it's not sharp. I can grab it without it biting. Honestly, at the moment, it's a good thing, but, you know, needs to be fixed. I'm just going to take this here file this down, kind of get it close to where I need it, and then just kind of sand it smooth from there, give it a nice stain, make it look, you know, nice. So, yeah, finally getting this done. Actually making good progress. It's just raining heavy outside, and my shop roof is leaking, and it is annoying the hell out of me. So I'm gonna get this done as quick as I can and go inside and play video games or something. Okay, so I'm sitting in my living room at the moment just because it was easier than doing this outside. Plus, I need to get oil and everything for this before I really get too far. But I'm going to put a bit of this JB Weld, but I accidentally mixed way too much of in the slot for the tang here. Push that into it. Of course, make sure there's enough here to make sure the guard doesn't loosen up, and enough on the pommel so it also does not loosen up. Then, once I get that down, I literally just have this hex nut here that's going to hold it all together with the threads there. And hopefully it works. I've never really tried doing it with a pommel like this, and I think I'm going to have to do that a lot more in the future, because honestly, I do like the bigger pommel sometimes, but trying to like thread that out is such a pain, and I'm honestly not a fan of trying to like just mushroom out the end of the tang. I don't know. It can never get to work too well.